Good evening everyone, Seth here and welcome to another episode of Playing Path of Champions Daily. Today is Monday and that means we have new weeklies. So these are kind of interesting because there is a power that we don't see very often, which is the player loses 5 gold, and also Prowling Cutthroat, which is a funny combo. So gold will be a bit more of an issue in this. And also there is this one where we spawn, they summon a monkey, and yeah. I was considering doing like multiple champions this time around, but I don't feel like doing it. I don't know, I decided I'm gonna level up Illaoi a bit. So we're gonna do this today. Yep, domination. So yeah, today's been pretty cool. I finally got to play D&D with my friends and it was a blast. And also I've did complete some weeklies because I decided, you know what, I have some time for it, so I had like a pretty chill day at work, so thought, you know, since I don't really have much to do, I've completed like up to 30 something challenges from like 14, I think. So thanks to that, I'm like halfway done. Yeah, I think I'm like halfway done on challenges. I'm going to continue playing them. Not sure if like today or like during this week basically, because I want them done. As you can see, yeah, I already have like 50 XP match rewards. Let's see. Oh, that's fun. Croupier, not really. Oh, it's cost equal to my power. Yeah. Let's go hard. Oh yes, Irelia. Sweet. Wow. Well, that's something I haven't seen in a while. Do you want healer or do you want healer? Yeah. That's that. Also, this week has been, like last week has been pretty good, not gonna lie. Pretty chill, enjoyable, not much what has been happening, so... Oh hey, that's Irelia. Yeah, I picked Irelia because it has great combination, it's a great combo with the when allies attack power, so... Pong pong. Oh, I got a stun. Sad. Let's do some slamma jamma. I think that's lethal also. So that's cool. Yeah, this is pretty chill. Like the early adventures are not gonna be that much of an issue, so. Yeah, I'll grab Zinenia, or however she's called. And let's cut out Journeying. Okay, there is a shop, there is an item chest. For champions. Oh, didn't equip the skin, oops. I am so bad at this. Keepable. What else? Thank you for the great response on the new thumbnails. Genuinely happy that you all enjoy them. I don't know if I'll work on improving them further, we'll see. I am definitely having a lot of fun. No, not the stun here. Sure, just buff it a bit. Also, since today is Monday, that means that I think tomorrow we are getting patch notes. Either tomorrow or on Wednesday. I have no idea. I think I saw someone post that they should be up on Tuesday, but I have no idea. I don't really follow this release schedule that closely, so I like to be surprised, to be honest. That's like the main thing. Yeah, apparently it's going to be on Tuesday. I hope they are on Tuesday. I'll be recording after they go live. I don't know if I'm gonna do like a live reaction on these. I might even ask... I could ask like one of my friends to hop on a call and like we could talk about it. I don't know. I'll ask them if they want to. Although they don't play Path, so I don't know. I'll just maybe like ask my friends around what do they think about it. I can cut the lookout, I think. Oh, that's a long string of nothing. Also, while I remember, sword. So yeah, I might go with like what's its face? I might just go with like live reaction. I don't know if I'm gonna do this like during the I could go like do this during the encounters, I guess. That can also work. I'll have a thing to talk about at least. Because right now I'm slowly running out. I am kind of mediocre at like having more topics to talk about. Mostly because my life isn't really that eventful, I'd say. And I like it this way. You don't have to have like a very eventful life to just enjoy life in general. Oh, that's a good clear for them. Yeah, just go forth and enjoy your life, regardless of how much stuff is happening during it. That's the today's life lesson or something, I have no idea. I'm definitely gonna play voice here.
You know what my future is? Glorious. Can't fly if you don't try.
Can't fly if you don't try, and I will certainly try. Yeah, this will trade, that's fine. Next turn let's open attack and just win. Or I can do this even. Deal free. You know, something got me thinking about like card design basically. So spells can have keywords. Like Lux's Laser has Overwhelm. I think it still has it, right? I'm not tripping. It used to have Overwhelm, that's for sure. Like keyworded Overwhelm on the card. So I'd kinda love to see like more keywords get added to spells. Oh wow, I don't even need it right now. Maybe something cooler? Sharing is fine. Because I do like... I'm the kind of person that enjoys mixing and matching different designs when it comes to card designs and like designing in general. like making synergies with stuff. Like maybe you could make an attune. Well, not exactly attune, since attune is on summon instead of like when I'm played or something like that. Maybe have a spell with attune, maybe have a spell with like... well, obviously you're kinda limited by having the keyword work with damage per se. Maybe a spell with impact that only like deals that extra damage if you are in combat or something like that. I just enjoy like making fun. Well, I don't know if it's fun. Like making new designs in a way that you don't really see all that often. Oh, they even trade that. Interesting. Also, I don't expect them having like a scout scout spell. I mean, there's rally as a spell, as like the keyword to get an attack token, but like not rally. I'm trying to think what kind of interesting spells maybe, like what kind of interesting keywords could be on spells. Oh, this costs 0. None of these are like great. Well, Overwhelm is like the most obvious one, right? Oh, I'll grab this, sure. Why not? Lifesteal could be fun on spells. Instead of having it drain, you just give the spell lifesteal. And that can definitely work, I think. Well, definitely, and I think is not to be used in the same sentence, but shh. I guess. I don't know. Look, I'm just playing video games for funsies. Oh, you know what could be fun? Maybe augment on created cards. Like, think about it, like, you get a spell that like deal 1 damage, augment, and then when you play that spell, and then when you play created cards while this spell is like waiting to be played, so on the stack, I guess. You just get like increase the power of the spell as you play created cards while that spell is on the stack. Obviously this like design space could be pretty fun to get explored. At the same time, it kinda relies on you playing like a slow spell first and then following up with created fast spells or burst spells, which is like kinda rough. Like thinking about keywords that could maybe be on spells. Immobile spells, elusive spells. Yeah, that's the jam. Sure. Yeah, I feel like digital card games have so much potential with what they can do with the card gaming genre. Like POC or like what's the name? Slay the Spire, just like PvE card games. Like you can push quite a bit in like very interesting directions. So I'm always genuinely excited when trading card games like they make card games for like digital card games, maybe, let's say it like that. Because they have a lot of potential. And I always am sad when like they don't expand as much as you'd like. I feel like this also kind of applies to LOR, because there are quite a few mechanics that were like added once and then never again. Or maybe they get like one card of support. Which is cool, because you make new design space almost all the time. But at the same time, you make design space and then you don't expand on it. And that's something I personally don't enjoy. Also, I rate this adventure easy out of 10, because it's supposed to be easy, so it's fine. I'm the kind of person that enjoys exploring new things, enjoys finding interesting combinations, really likes digging deeper into like mechanical combinations. Oh, slow and steady. That could be fun, yeah. Because there is so much potential in so many different mechanics, and I feel like they are a bit, I don't know, maybe not underappreciated, but like just not explored well enough. At least well enough for my liking. Oh, I realize they kinda don't. I won't be even able to lose money this game. Probably, I have no idea. Yeah, basically, I love wacky stuff. I want to see more wacky stuff that just explores the way that the game works in interesting ways. Okay, I guess I lose that 5 gold. Oh no, my 5 gold!
Truth better? Truth is no betting. Come, test yourself.
Kill. Yes! Kill! But yeah. I'm always the kind of person that enjoys like wacky interactions, wacky combos, making something interesting out of the pieces that you already have, or like designed. It's my favorite thing, especially like well, I play Magic quite a bit, like Magic the Gathering, and I feel like Magic also has that kind of a problem where Magic sets are done in a way where you introduce, like, you have evergreen mechanics, which are kind of the same thing as in LOR, where you see them every time in every expansion. So stuff like basic keywords like Overwhelm or Lifesteal or stuff like that. Then you will get introduced to some new mechanics that are either underutilized, like they never appear again. Oh yeah, I read it. Like they never appear again or something like that, or maybe they like get added for like a single set, and then they just say, oh, we don't really have another spot to put it in, and like I really enjoy experimentation, all sorts of different design choices. That's my jam in general. I want to see more games build up on the systems that they do, introduce new mechanics, create new experiences from something old. just like, and it's not about recycling mechanics, because it's easy to just make like, oh look, there is that, we basically made an old card, but it's new because it has a new name, or stuff like that. I find it more fun when games just have their mechanics and flex with them. Example, one of my favorite sets in Magic the Gathering is basically Time Spiral? I think it's... yeah, I would say it's Time Spiral. Oh, I should have played something more here. Oops. I didn't think I would have not killed it. Oops. Okay, I can just recall this, right? And Blade Dance twice. Haha! You fool, it's lethal anyways. But yeah, I love like this kind of... oh, I think it's called iterative design, I guess. Where you keep on working and expanding stuff that you made before. Obviously it's not for everyone, it's nice to see like new stuff all the time. And... sure, I'll get that. It's nice to see new stuff from time to time, but when you like release new mechanic and a new mechanic and a new mechanic and maybe a new mechanic, or like don't expand on those previously introduced ones, it's just like, it's less that oh no they did it, it's more of a I'm sad that they have something cool here and they don't want to expand on it. A great example, and I'm going to use I'm gonna use Illaoi for this actually, why not? So let's actually, so one thing that I thought about was, for example, Dragon Boons. Obviously you're building a Dragon Boon deck, so it's not like
Get bloody, get paid.
so it's not like oh, I lost track. Wow, I'm good at this, am I? What I'm trying to say is, because I started with Dragon Boons, so let's maybe go with Dragon Boons. Sure, let's go with Dragon Boons. So Dragon Boons, we might get a single card that interacts with Dragon Boons. We like, I don't even care if that's like an extra champion or stuff like that. No, I want to see more exploration of fun stuff. Oh, they didn't even have overwhelm. These get overwhelmed though. Yeah, like we're not going to get more dragon support. I'm like 95% sure we are not gonna get a Dragon Boon card in the next expansion. I'm also like pretty much sure that, or maybe we'll get one, and that's like that. Next expansion is going to be, we get like this cool champion and that cool champion and whatever cool champions we get. Oh, I'm going to fight you. You fool. Why? Because it's funny. Like, you don't see... Illaoi suffers from this problem where you have an idea, you try it out, and the idea either turns out cool, or it doesn't turn out at all, and then you have to wait to iterate on that design for you have to wait for like a few years, I'd say. Like, think about Daybreak and Nightfall. Like, when was the time that you... what was the time between Leona and then release of like single cards?
That's my cue.
Of like single Daybreak cards, and then we got 2 of them, which are actually pretty cool. I really like the Shuriman Daybreak cards, and actually pushed Shurima a bit into that direction. And this is kind of this is the sort of thing I'd like to see more. I want to see meaningful, fun exploration into what Daybreak can do, for example, right? Because Daybreak is pretty neat mechanic. One day we might get a new Daybreak champion for Shurima. That would be fun. Maybe they will rework Azir. I have no clue. Oh no. Whatever. Haha, double blade. Interesting that the blades you summon are not... and who cares? It's not this.
Truth better. Truth is no betting. How? Test yourself. Witness truth.
Yeah, just like... I just want to see more exploration of all mechanics sooner. Maybe that's the point. Sooner. Or do it in a fun way. Maybe have a card that interacts with Dragon Bones in a completely new way. You can even make it like, when I'm a target of an allied skill, do something, and then you also put it in Noxus, and you have a really fun card that works with Dragon Bones, and it also works with cards that were released in Noxus earlier. For example, you can maybe do a funny combo with that card and a Basilisk, or maybe the one that deals 1 damage and then pings the Nexus for 2. There's a lot of interesting design you can do around a single mechanic that then also maybe works with some older mechanics. Like, again, I think that exploring like old mechanics and giving them new angles of growth is fun. Maybe just have a, I don't know, a 2 mana 2/1 that just gets a random Dragon Boon played on it. Or maybe like when you play a Dragon Boon, play a 1 on me. Just like the new Ursign Berserker, I think it's called, has been doing some pretty interesting stuff with like Udyr, but not only Udyr, I think it was also played in a few other decks that just like the effect of doubling stuff. But since I don't play PvP, I can't really say how successful it was or how well it went. I've played PvP like... I play PvP rarely. The highest I got was like Diamond 2, I guess. I don't know, it's not even I guess, it's just, yeah, I think I got to Diamond. I'm pretty sure I got to Diamond 2, and if not, I got to Diamond 3 for sure. And then I just didn't go for it for like Masters, and I kept losing quite a few matches. But like, A story for another day. But yeah, having like... that's also maybe the part of design I wanna talk about. Oh, I guess this became like a design talk today. I have no idea. I just like to jump onto different topics. And people like to hear about them, I think. At least I think so. But before that, I'm going to hydrate myself. And remember to hydrate too. Yeah. Okay. Hydration is good. Remember to hydrate. So, there is this kind of trend with, I wouldn't say power creep specifically,
Who's on top of the bounty board today?
but there is a sort of trend, I'd say, with like design changing over time. I think that's partially also it did touch up a bit on LOR.
Take a stance and
So
You gotta leave the bay to see the ocean.
I'll take on anyone.
Got some fighting
it goes something like this. You make a card game, and one of the better decks, maybe not at the first time, maybe it's just like after maybe like the first few tournaments or something like that, it doesn't have to like come up instantly. One of the best decks becomes a pile of good cards.
Caught me.
It has very little to no inherit synergy. It just plays something that enables good cards and good cards. Obviously this is partially about power level, this is partially about just good cards. A good example would be maybe aggro, where you just slam the biggest units that can deal the most damage as soon as possible, in the most direct way as possible as well. And you're golden, and you win with that, and it becomes really good. It doesn't have to... Well, I said it wins tournaments, but it doesn't really have to win tournaments either. It maybe just becomes very popular. Oh, Seinen. Great example of that. It's just like good card on its own. It doesn't have to be played in a recall deck. It doesn't have to be played specifically. Well, its only restriction is that it has to be played in either Ionia or something that plays big units like Elder Dragon. Yeah, that's kinda what I was trying to get to, but doing arguments without writing them down is a bit harder. So yeah, yes, this is about Elder Dragon now. Weehee! Okay, this is partially kidding. This is partially kidding because it is partially about Elder Dragon. Only partially though. Because like you then start to design cards that slot into that sort of design space. Such as Elder Dragon. Haha! That's kinda the point I wanted to try to make. But I'm bad at this. You start going into those design spaces where you just want to create not necessarily an interesting card on its own, but a good card. So maybe it has higher stats, maybe its effect is just direct damage, or maybe it has like very specific interactions that it uses to like build up its power, and it doesn't come from inherent synergies in some sort of deck. I think there was one card that had like that was redesigned? I don't remember if it was redesigned or if it just had like
Must become the
a
leader.
change where it became more open, I'd say. I guess that's a good work. Good work. Good word to describe it, maybe. Blade dance. Pick a bunch of blades here. A bunch of blades. Also, I think that levels Irelia. Yes.
We were born in the first land, and we will defend them until the end. Hold still.
Haha, you fool. I shall swap here. Deal more damage. But yeah, like... the card design becomes more and more generic, I'd say. It's less about having different synergies in your deck that work with each other. And it becomes more about having a good card that uses other good cards, and it just generates too much value for the opponent to handle. Which was kinda a thing that was like slowly climbing to it. You had Elder Dragon, you had Jin. I'm gonna call Jin a part of this design because, well, okay. You just have a bunch of effects. Like you have, not only you have a free effect for doing the effect that you want, but also this effect works with like this generic type of effect, which is dealing damage to the enemy nexus, and that's what you get. You get a free ping from having Jin in hand, and that's, yeah, that's like, I wouldn't say it's a problem per se, it's just like a design choice I'm not sure I personally like. I think there is definitely a clearer and more fun way to do it, instead of doing like, hi, this card now allows you to play all of these cards, and are you having fun with your pile of good stuff? I hope you do, because if not, you're not getting it. You're not getting anything else done. Because when you get like this sort of design, it's very easy to fall into the trap of just making way too good of a card. Like it was with the release Elder Dragon, where he was like, I think, way above 50% of inclusion? I think it was 70 or something like that, I don't remember right now.
Master yourself. Master
The point kinda stands regardless of how much inclusion Elder Dragon had, because it was... Oh yeah, another thing, then you have stuff like...
Hold it.
well, I wouldn't say Morgana, per se. Well, Morgana partially true, because curses, especially like Shackles, are basically a 2.0 stun that you have to pay to remove. Which is a neat concept in theory. I actually like curses, because I'm a POC player, and that's kinda it. But it still has this...
I fight with my spirit, not my fists.
Our enemies would be foolish to
wait,
underestimate.
I want the buff to be here. Drag you, and that's lethal. That's way above lethal. But yeah, in general, it's just like this sort of... it's less about having a horizontal progression in design. This is less about horizontal design more than it's like...
This is it. Land or drown.
what's the other word? You just go up in the design, where you just make cards that are strictly... well, I wouldn't say strictly better, but... okay, they are strictly better in their usage, but you don't see them as strictly better. You just see them as, cool, I can make something fun with this. And then it turns out it's just a pile of good stuff again. but you do a little bit of a different good stuff. And this little change in how you interact with the good stuff pile, it kinda becomes like the new norm. It becomes the way that cool zoom. It becomes the way that you now design cards, because you pushed the bar a bit further again. Then again, sometimes you get a design you just like. Beagle Dust sounds funny. I'm trying to think of a good example here. Oh, also kind of the reverse can be true, because you made such a good good stuff card, the other decks that are like, I wouldn't say pre-built, but maybe they are like in a niche, have to get better tools that don't fit the good stuff, but fit the deck. Like these cards. This card where they got Returno Wrench, which was absolutely a bonkers card when it was first released. Because not only did it give damage for free, for discarding, which is what the deck wants to do anyways, but it also gave you a repeatable outlet, where you would just basically do the same thing all over and over again. You would go discard your Fun Wrench. It would be put on a cool unit, and then that unit would die, so the wrench would return, and then you would discard it again using your good discard cards. That, well, I think none of the discard cards themselves base were buffed. I don't remember. The discard deck got so many changes, it's not even funny, you can't even remember all of it. But the point kinda still stands. You start designing cards that are good into anything that plays this card, like Return Orange, because any card, any like deck that wants to run these cards will play Return Orange. Well, old Return Orange. The new one, probably not. Although, you know, I don't know. You know, I don't know. Okay, I said it. I am good at speaking. What I meant to say is, you start creating cards that are good as long as you include at least a part of the deck that you want to run it in. So the thing that I was trying to go into is that not only discard decks want to play Return Orange, but also any deck that runs incidental discard wants to play, well, not even incidental, just a deck that wants to discard some of its cards. Not all of them, just some. And for that I'd say Jinx Lulu, where Return Orange would just put a lot of work, because you would discard it to your cheap discards that would create units that you can buff for free. And I think it was thanks to Return Orange where the deck just shot up in win rate. I don't really remember it that well right now, but I think it was one of the main cases of oh, I also am losing quite a bit of health. I should be more focused on this. Don't really care. Yeah, it was in some regards, it was thanks to the Return Orange that the deck got so good. because not only did you have a repeatable outlet to discard, because it would get equipped to something that discarded maybe a card, then you could come back when that thing died. It was a mess. It was genuinely somewhat of a mess. And then you had to nerf it, because having, even if it was 0/0 impact, it just gave extra damage for nothing, and that extra damage synergized with the rest of your deck because you wanted to, well, not maybe, well, you could say even burned, I guess, the deck out as soon as possible. Oh, full barrier. You wanted to generate as much value as possible as soon as possible to then have this value deal enough damage to the Nexus to win.
Where you go, I go.
That was the gist of it, I guess. And Return Orange, like, not only was fantastic in like pure discard builds, it was fantastic in anything that wanted to just discard cards whenever. Like Rumble. Rumble Scion. Well, Rumble Scion is a bit more of a dedicated discard deck, I'd say, instead of Jinx Lulu, because I think I'm gonna look it up quickly for the sake of my argument, I guess. In blades in hand. Destroy. Let me take a look. I don't know if they have the old meta stats. Elder Dragon Guardian Morgana? What am I looking at? Never mind.
Look and see the glory of Nagakabora.
Okay, current patch. I'm looking at stats right now. Sorry. Where is it? There is a cannon deck. Oh, I haven't looked at the meta in a while. I'm stumped. Yeah, Jinx. Oh, now they want to play Jinx cannon. Anyways. So you basically just... Yeah, it's kind of like this. So you get the best discard cards. You get great things that work with these cards. And yeah, you just build a deck like this. You have like a pile of just good cards that have good synergy with itself. You know, Zounite Urkin with Flame Chompers, with Squeaker, with Sump Dredger. Because they are very effective at what they do. And your discards are either very cheap, do something when they are discarded, or just are generated cards that you don't care about discarding. So it becomes less of a, this is a focused discard deck, and this is just a deck, this is just a funny value deck.
How'd you do that?
Which some people enjoy, and I definitely don't mind that. Piles of stuff is not a bad thing to do. It's not a bad thing to play or enjoy playing. It's fun to have a deck like this, but if this kind of deck is too prevalent, so like too common or too too common, right? Also, I can find the deck, but I think Jinx can kind of illustrates my point, at least a bit. Oh, they +1/+1. I am getting blasted right now, and I'm not enjoying that.
Tales of our
As I'm trying to put a point on the internet. Oh no! But yeah, you just have cards become like not even cards, just you just have decks become this mishmash of sameness, maybe that's how I could say it. They just feel the same because they do the same thing.
I have my
They just try to generate as much value and then that's it. I really need some healing in this deck. Okay, this should be enough for lethal anyways.
It's too short for fear. Heard you're new in the area.
How many of these do you have? What? Okay, that's gonna be lethal after this one.
Kokoros moves within me!
Also, yeah, Illaoi Swain, you just played the best cards. Yeah, that's also one of the designs that like dominated for a while because it was the best. Like I think it was control-ish slash mid-range. It was like control mid-range. Or Nora Swain, where you just played the best cards that generated portals, free blockers. You played the best removal, which put this in the control sort of pile. And yeah, you just played the best cards that you wouldn't normally play with each other, I'd say. Well, not really with each other. How to say it? You wouldn't normally think of a deck like this. You would maybe think of a deck that does a few things. So Swain would play maybe like a more mid-range damage style of deck. And like TF plus Swain was pretty popular and was a pretty good deck, so maybe you'd play something like that. And instead you get an abomination, a control-ish abomination where you just don't let your opponent play anything and take all the fun for yourself because your cards are so overtuned.
Of course I'm ready.
I'll shoot the wings off a building.
Can you please stop generating more stuff? Thank you. Monkey. Maybe maybe picking Illaoi wasn't the best for here. But yeah, that's my point. So as Illaoi evolved, I think it became more of a I have a pile of good cards here and I play a pile of good cards instead of I mean, that kinda also is also counterpoint to my own argument because I'm so good at this. This is kinda an antithesis to pre-build decks. Like, my argument is I would say not positioned. Well, I could say positioned, I guess. I'm posing this argument in such a way where... Wait, why only one of them is... Whatever.
time for the moneymaker.
Let's discard this one. Also, that's a level up. Yippee.
I thought I was already perfect.
But at the same time, it's nice to see creativity being rewarded. It's just like a lot of those decks, they play differently, but their like design feels very similar to each other. maybe that's the point I'm trying to make, where you have all sorts of interesting ways to build those decks,
The sea is fathomless.
but
Will you sink?
it always comes to like, well, okay, I'm kinda getting, I wouldn't say like lost, but maybe I feel like I'm trying way too hard on this argument.
I see no obstacles ahead.
Okay, go here. That's 40 damage, sweet. No stance. Yeah, but like in general, I think you can have intended pairings, you can have pre-built decks, and these are all fine. But at some point when you are designing new cards, and then you make it so that, hey, I can do things like Elder Dragon, right? With design. I think you kinda go a bit too far with that. I genuinely think that Elder Dragon is interesting. What are you going? Elder Dragon is interesting, but at the same time, his design just creates a toxic. Well, I wouldn't say toxic, because saying toxic is kind of saying toxic is toxic. Wow. No, what I mean by that is that like the card design invites a certain type of oh, cool. The card design invites a certain type of not even compromise. I'm trying to think how I would call it. It makes other like good stuff piles design more common. Maybe that's like how I wanna phrase it. I think that's because I've been awake for so long. I'm kind of losing track of what I'm trying to like argue against. It's almost midnight. Oh my god. Yeah, basically, it's fun to make cards that are like piles of good stuff, but I think LOR should stop moving in that direction. Well, they are ending with the with expansions anyways, so I got my wish. Woo! Oh, sun. Now that's sad. I'm sad. Tidal invocation. Get tidal, lol. Oh, arbiter. God damn. Fine. If it is time, then it is time. Haha, I can reduce your stuff. And reduce your power. Oh, this can hit 0 costs, right? No, I don't think it can. Interesting.
We move against fear.
Hehe. Big Illaoi. Yippee.
A life lesson. Duck.
I should duck sometimes.
I'll get us to the peak, no matter what.
I'm feeling tired from today, so don't expect me to be that coherent, I guess. It's been quite a long day, anyways. Like, not much has been happening, but it's been dragging for way too long for me. But yeah. Final point, final opinion.
We lean on
New design.
our footing. Sure,
But really, watch your footing.
witness truth.
Okay, final thoughts, I guess. That's how I'm gonna say it. Final thoughts. Yeah, let's sum it up.
Nagakabara smiles upon Victor.
Victor. Yeah, that's my final thought. Now, final thought. I wish the game explored more interesting avenues for its old mechanics, and I dislike that the recent design, most of the recent designs has just been, look at the pile of good stuff that you can play now. It's different. It's slightly different from the pile of good stuff you played last time. Because like Elder Dragon pushed in the direction of good stuff that costs higher, while decks like Jinx Cannon or Lulu Cannon, Lulu Jinx, not Lulu Cannon, Lulu Jinx, pushed in the direction of good stuff that costs cheap and is fast and is replaceable and does a lot of things at the same time. Well, that a lot of things mostly means someone you need face. Go face and buff those units. Scary, spooky. Okay, at least it can't trade into me right now. So yeah, those are my thoughts. I think that Illaoi should try moving away from pile of good stuff type of not exactly effects, but oh, I should have dragged that. Oops, I'm bad at this. Yeah, because this trade now. I played it incorrectly. That's a lot of damage. I don't like that.
A beautiful day for sailing.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Owie, wowie, ow. Interesting. Not as much damage as I thought, but still quite a bit. I think Illaoi is still lethal, so it doesn't really matter.
Be tested.
Also put the idol. Don't even need to challenge anything here though. Because that's 21. Oh, they don't even block. Okay, I see. Thanks, I guess. But yeah, in general, I hope that Illaoi moves away from the "look at me, I'm making a pile of good stuff again" type of design, and instead focus more on, hey, there is a cool way to interact with this new mechanic, or this old mechanic in an interesting way. Spells and skill deal extra damage. Sure. I'll have smaller heal, doesn't matter.
Pleased to meet you.
I don't know why I checked the skins even though I don't have any. I'm just tired. It's been an hour of me recording this and it's also midnight. Cool. Yeah, keep this. Not the best, not the worst keep. Drew Illaoi, that's fine. My free. I think that killed. Oh, that's 4 only. Oopsie. Sure, I still damage it quite a bit. Make the tentacle bigger. They can trade like this. Okay, that was my point. Oh, this encounter sucks for me. I just realized. Wait, what happens if I...
Well, this isn't the glade.
Yeah, I spawn another thing. Yippee. Kinda funny.
Slow down.
Stop. Okay, I get more tentacles at least.
Life is too short for thieves.
Also, if they attack into Illaoi, I instantly level, because that's 15. I just need to like block this. Yep. Interesting.
Nagakoboros moves within me.
Pretty interesting, not gonna lie.
Nagasho,
Can I do something funny with that at least? I can try. Oh, that's 20 damage anyways, neat.
Nagasho.
The downside is this will transform again. So let's do
So much to offer.
Yeah, like Eye of Nagakiboros. I remember when like it was played in basically every
Test yourself.
in literally every deck that had Bilgewater in it, because it was just too good of a draw.
Nagasho.
Those were the times. I could have left, what? Interesting. Interesting choice. I win.
Look and see the glory of Nagakaboro.
Oh well. So those were weeklies. General thoughts? Pretty easy. Not much of a challenge. Maybe like if you are going for big units, this 3-star might be scary, but it's good XP. I got like 2 levels on Illaoi anyways, so that's great. Also, let's see the 100 Stardust. Yeah. And with that, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this a bit more rambling episode, and I'll see you around. Take care.